and friends. This topic is meant for every one of us. Generally, in GD, group discussions of recruitment of various posts in UPSC and other competitive exams, GD topics are being given to candidates just to assess the abilities, particularly the communicative and collaborative abilities of the candidates. So when we are when we are going for a group discussion, GD activities in competitive exams, topics like issues related to urbanization in India are given for assessment of the candidates' overall knowledge, abilities of communication, competency in collaboration of ideas, and other related talents are being assessed through group discussion. Let us discuss about issues related to urbanization in India. Urbanization is a process of society's transformation from a predominantly rural to a predominantly urban population. The migration of a population from rural areas to urban areas is known as growth of urbanization. People generally move to urban areas in search of better job opportunities, health facilities, studies, and better growth in their life. It leads to increase in the people living in urban areas, and thus it also results in the large number of people migrating from rural settlements to urban settlements, and thus increasing in the percentage of people engaged in non agricultural activities. Friends, urbanization is a big menace faced by the country these days. It is one of the biggest challenges faced by any nation having the population growth like India. The basic problems which results due to high growth of urbanizations are as follows. The first one is overpopulation. The second one is unemployment. Third one is slums and squattered settlements. Fourth one is degradation of environmental quality. Then next one is health problems. Next one is transport problems. Next one is sewage problem, water problem, trash problem, and last one is higher rates of urban crimes. The biggest challenge, the biggest problem faced by urbanization in India is overcrowding. In India, over 35% of the population lives in urban areas. 35% of the population lives in urban areas. This is the figure given by the National Institute of Statistics in India, and it gives the figure that 35% of the Indian population lives in the urban areas, which is around 48 crores people and is increasing by 2.34% every year. The growth of urban population is increasing by 2.34% every year, and by 2030 over 50% of India's population is expected to live in urban areas. So this is the biggest challenge for our country, for our nation. Public utilities like housing, sanitation, transport, electricity, water, health, and education are under heavy pressure because of urbanization. Once the people move from rural areas to urban areas, the biggest challenge that the population faces is the better quality of housing, better quality of electricity, regular supply of water, drinkable water, sanitation, transportation, and healthcare and education. These are the basic utilities that is in higher demand of the population moving from rural areas to urban areas. But the fact is that when the increase or the growth of urban population is high, such problems becomes acute, and such demands like demand of high quality housing, sanitation, transportation, water, and health and education are under heavy pressure, and thus this results in the lack of amenities for the people living in urban areas, and other socio-economic problems like poverty, unemployment, underemployment among the rural immigrants, thefts, dacoits, burglaries, beggary, and other social evils. So, once the population becomes out of control in urban areas, problems like unemployment, underemployment also goes on increasing, and this further leads to the major problems such as overcrowding. Overcrowding is the condition in which more people are located within a given space than is considered tolerable from a safety and health perspective. It is caused by over migration in urban areas. Now we see that there is migration of population from rural areas to urban areas, and the people who migrate to urban areas are bound to live in limited space as compared to the space that should be given. So if we look at the perspective of better living and healthcare, we find that overcrowding is one of the major causes of poor living and poor amenities. It is caused by over migration in urban areas, which leads to cities growing in population and getting crammed when it gets beyond the capacity in the situation. People tend to compete over the limited space and scarce resources such as electricity, water, transport, and many other amenities. According to United Nations, the urban population of world has grown from 750 million in 1950 to 4.2 billion in 2018. By the 2018 report, a statistical report given by the United Nations, the urban population of the world has grown to 4.2 billion in 2018 from 750 million in 1950. This is the biggest challenge for every metropolitan cities like Delhi, Mumbai, Calcutta, London, and many other cities. Unemployment is the second major problem that is the result of overpopulation and over migration from rural areas to urban areas. So, urbanization has led to unemployment. Urbanization also leads to the problem of unemployment. People move to urban areas in the hope of better standard of living, job opportunities, and better health care. As the number of people grows in cities, the jobs becomes scarce, and it is very difficult for the youth to find job. According to the Statistical Survey of India, the urban employment in India is estimated from 15 to 25% of the labor force, and a big percentage of youth who are unemployed belong to well educated families. So, according to the National Statistical Office NSO, India's unemployment rate is 9.3% presently, which is a big number. The next problem that comes as a result of urbanization is slums and squatter settlements. Slum is also the growing slums in cities, the hutments, is also the result of overpopulation and over urbanization. Then degradation of environment and quality. When there is overpopulation in these cities, certainly it leads to poor quality of environment because trees are being cut down to build skyscrapers, huge apartments and settlements. So one of the biggest challenges faced by the cities is degradation of environmental qualities. Next one is health problems. One of the biggest challenges faced by urbanization is the health condition of urban people in some of the areas are more adverse as compared to rural areas. The people migrating to urban areas are in search of better health care, but the irony is that due to overpopulation, the amenities of better health care becomes scarce, and this results in many more spread of diseases in urban areas. The survey says that as many as 20 million children in developing countries are dying as a result of drinking water in cities. Poor drinking water facilities result in the death of children, and the figure has gone up to 20 million children in the world in developing countries die due to poor quality of water, drinking water in the cities. People are often diagnosed with diseases as allergies, asthma, infertility, food poisoning, cardiovascular diseases, and other complications. Another problems that the urbanization leads to is the transport problems. If more and more people migrate to cities, that will also lead to transport problems. The increase in population in cities has also posed a complex problem, such as the movement of the people from one place to another place. Today, almost all the cities of India are suffering from acute form of transport problems. The inefficient road and infrastructure leads to capacity overloading and causes problems such as road accidents, traffic jam. The inefficient and over congested public transportation system has further accelerated the problem. So these are some of the problems that urbanization has given rise to, and we have to be very serious about this. The people must understand that there is a capacity of the cities to accommodate the people coming from the rural areas. Rather than migrating to urban areas, the people should try to improve the quality of their life living in the rural areas by providing better educational facilities, better amenities such as drinking water facilities, better healthcare, and better education. That is how we can sustain the effect of urbanization in India. And that is what I wanted to emphasize upon. Thank you. Have a nice morning.